Yeah.
We're back.
We are back, man.
Did a whole show and realized I hadn't pushed the button.
Yeah, we just did Tales of the Sportatorium.
That's about it.
Because, man, what can I say? World Class is...
It's hilarious.
It is an absolute gold mine whenever we get together because we can make infinite numbers of the most inappropriate jokes about World Class Championship Wrestling.
Keeps me from cutting on myself.
It makes me feel better, man.
I'm Jared, by the way.
I am Josh. It's good to be here, brother. It's good to be back, man.
Heck yeah. The end of the greatest week in wrestling ever that people were telling us it was, but ended well.
Yeah, man. I was telling the man earlier, I'll get this out the way straight away. I apologize for having been unavailable because there's so much good stuff going on. There's so many good things in wrestling to talk about that, of course, we get together on the night of Hell in the Cell, Hell in the Crack, or whatever you want to call it, because it sucked. But no Zooms, though. Oh, my God. They didn't do the little action Zoomy, and I'm like, oh, thank God. That part was good. But, man, I feel bad having missed so many things, and we'll get to it. Maybe not blow for blow, blow by blow, but we'll get to the good stuff. I'm sorry to come in on the back end when it's not quite so much fun, but that's okay, because we'll backtrack and get to it.
Man, my one quick backtrack is I get to go last Saturday night was Phil Collins' show.
Yeah.
Came to Duluth, and it was one of those kind of shows that I never realized how bad I wanted to go see it. 'Cause as a kid, I always liked his music, liked him, liked the Genesis days, but his heyday of touring, I wasn't old enough to go to shows by myself.
Yeah.
And Mom and Dad wasn't going to take me to a show that I wanted to see, period.
I ain't going to no Phil Collins.
No, hell no.
That's a bunch of crap.
So there's a long gap where he just didn't tour. I didn't think he was ever going to tour again. And, it's one of those kind of shows I didn't realize, man, I would really like to say I saw that guy. And now I can say that. It's about a year and a half ago now where a small, wave of shows got announced called the Not Dead Yet Tour. And the closest it came to here, I think, was Tampa. Tampa, somewhere in that area. And I was like, thinking about it, looked into it, and I can't swing that. Just, Plus, I think tickets were already long gone by the time I realized that the tour was even going on. But demand and popularity of the tour was such that they announced more shows. They called it the Still Not Dead Yet Tour. And it was to the point where maybe it was just to be sure that everybody that wanted to go got in early and could go. And I think it cuts out on scalpers, and every group and venue is doing everything they can to cut down on that. But to get a ticket, you had to enter a lottery just to even get a chance to go. And my number came up. I don't think it even asked you how many you wanted to buy, but once you were able to buy, I think you still had like a limit of like 4.
Okay.
So I thought that's fair. And a place like it's the Gwinnett Center to me, but it's the Infinite Energy Center now. But it's not a monster place, but not a small place either. So it's the type of place where it could be an issue if too many tickets got bought up. So I think maybe it's only in certain size venues that they have to do the lottery thing. Anyway, through the grapevine, I heard with the first wave of shows, the Not Dead Yet tour, I'd heard that Phil had gotten to the point that he's basically performed seated. And, I was like, oh, that's cool. But something in me kind of thought, well, maybe that was just for that tour. He was getting over some type of injury. And I thought maybe he's kind of worked past that. I don't know why. I just thought, well, maybe that's just not the case anymore. Well, apparently that's just what life is now. And it's to the point now where he comes out on stage with the cane, walks to his stool and sits down and kind of points out to the crowd like, I'm going to be seated most of the night. Getting old sucks. He had a back surgery and something's up with his foot. And he's like, this is just how it's going to be. I don't think it's just managing this and making this work. And trying to make this not get any worse. So that was cool. And but seeing that and knowing that going in, I was nervous. I was like, how's this going to affect the show? And it took him a minute to get warmed up. Because when he starts the first song, you're kind of like,
I couldn't believe what they opened with.
yeah, I was like, this is your warm up?
Yeah.
Is against all odds?
Yeah, man. I was very surprised. Like, oh my God.
So I was like, man, because, and maybe it was just, people sound different live. And, but I was just, the first couple of notes I heard was like, oh, something seems kind of off. But then when I went back and listened to it and I watched some other videos, like, he wasn't off. I was still just kind of getting over the hype of being there and seeing what I was going to get to see. Cause the couple I was sitting next to, we didn't have much of a conversation, but they both were kind of like me. They were kind of looking around like, I didn't expect to see anybody under 40 here. And I'm not there yet, but I might as well be. There was a group of young people all over. I guess the Tarzan movies were more popular than I give them credit for. But I was heavy into the Phil Collins music of the early 90s and the Genesis stuff of the mid 90s. But I kind of got out about the time of the Dancing to the Light album.
Okay.
So, the song is fine, and that's still part of the lineup that they do now, but it just wasn't, I was like, this isn't quite for me anymore. But when you are in a show like that, whether it's Phil Collins or whatever band, you kind of forget until they start doing that. I had completely forgotten until the first note hit. I was like, they're doing In the Air Tonight.
Oh, yes.
And one of the neat things, too, about the band is pretty much everybody that he's toured with over the years, except there's, the drum riser behind him. And it's pointed out long before it gets to the drum solo and In the Air Tonight, but there's this kid sitting up there, and you're like, looking at him, like, there's no way he's not at least related. But he's already pointed out earlier in the show, like, this, my 18-year-old son, Nick Collins, on the drums, and it might as well have been Phil playing, because he was spot on all night. Opened up with Against All Odds, and you're kind of like, man, talk about balls.
Yeah, it's man.
We're going to start with this one, and we're going from there. Like, oh my God! So it was just an awesome show. It was the biggest crowd I've seen in Infinite Energy Arena in a very long time. So that was fun. It's just one of those kind of venues. It's way up North Atlanta, so I was hanging out. There's a mall up there that you can go to and get food beforehand, and I'm doing that thing, letting my phone charge up, chilling in Books of Me, and I'm kind of trying to time it. Because you're basically 10 minutes down the road and you're there, but you get out on the highway, and like there's like one road into the place, so I'm sitting there doing that thing like, oh crap, I might have waited too late. But got into the place with no problems whatsoever. And one of the things that I'm bouncing all over, because I got kind of nervous, because I always, basically every venue that I know of or to go to now, your ticket's on your phone. And I wondered how they did this, because there was a Maxwell show in Atlanta just a few nights before that, and the warning had went out on Facebook and from the venue, like, no phones will be allowed during the performance. Like, well, how are you going to do that when everybody's got their ticket on their phone? So I don't know how that worked out, but I guess they put it in a bag or whatever once you show your ticket. But one of the things that they do at the Gwinnett Center, because I think their company that does their tickets is called Axis, it's AXS or whatever. And when you show your ticket at the door, there's like a printout of your row and seat that they give to you, just so you don't have to be looking at your phone all night. So I thought that was kind of neat. I hadn't seen that before, so I was like, that's interesting. So anyway, got there, plenty of time to kind of chill and, check out merch and stuff, but there's nothing that like had to have. But still an awesome show. And it's a solid, like, 2 hours that he's up there. You're like, man, you start feeling kind of bad for him. Like, man, he's up there in a chair telling y'all, this is... And then we had our big number at the end of the show is studio, and get that done. And I'm thinking maybe this is just kind of the trend with most bands now. This is the show, we're out. He gets his cane, walks off, and this, I felt kind of bad, like, these assholes are going to make him come back out and do an encore. He's on a cane, let him go home. But they come back out and they do Take Me Home. So I thought, well, then they just did the one song. I was like, well, that's cool. Just come out, do one more, and get out. So,
get out.
Yeah. So if you're going to end the show, I mean, that's the two to end with, and then, well, you know, but, you know, seeing him come back out, I was like, y'all, why y'all making this man come back out here and do it?
Bad, man. Y'all, come on now.
But, man, they went all out on Take Me Home, and so they could send everybody home and should.
Yeah, for real, man.
But, yeah, that's just a, you know, didn't realize how big of a check off the box that would be that I got to see that. So that was a fun show to see. But
that's awesome, man.
So that's where I was. That's where I've been.
Yeah, I'm commenting on like the opening song and stuff like that, like I was there. I was not there, but there's a video on this here YouTube channel, and I watched it, and it was awesome.
That's one thing that I started doing now. It's a fun thing that I like to do, just to have my own recording of the shows. Hopefully, you know, if you were there and you can check it out. And they did kind of a neat thing. They had like the stage setup was photos of him through the years. And the other thing that was I meant to point out and forgot, that was kind of funny. He comes out on stage, he sits down, he does Against All Odds, and you can see this in other videos because it wasn't a unique thing to Atlanta. Is the curtain still up that whole time that he's doing Against All Odds? You can see a band behind the curtain, and you're kind of like, is this guy this much of a pompous ass? He's gonna make y'all sitting back there all night.
It's Phil Collins.
They came to see.
They came to see Phil Collins.
But after the first number, that comes down, and everybody's back there, and there's this, you know, really cool setup. So that was one thing that was kind of funky. Like, he's not going to play all night with that curtain, from the curtain and the band back there.
Yes, we are. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, but it's the recording the shows and putting them up with the pictures is the thing I like to do. And they're just, people will put comments like, "Where's the video?" It's like, it's a pain in the ass. Because I've done this, I've tried that, of doing the video through the show all night, and when you're holding the phone up through a whole performance, it's kind of hard to hide what you're doing. You can record with it on your lap, and people around you are still going to be like, "I see that running." They're like, "Yeah, but shut up." But a video is, you're pretty blatant, and you're going to be blocking people all night, so I don't want to do that. But there are plenty of people that will, you know, pick their song and do the little video of it, and there's some people that recorded the whole daggone show. That to me seems more egregious as far as copyright and stuff like that than a recording to me. So I'll just do that, and that's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love having like mementos of the show you go to. I love that. Like, my thing anymore is, I mean, if you can get a recording of it, that's awesome. But I just like will make playlist on Google Play, and I mean it's the studio versions, but so what? Those are awesome too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to just like make it and listen to it again, and it's kind of cool. Like pardon me. The 9 Inch Nails one was a lot of fun. I can't do it on Play Music though because the Ghost album is not on there, and that was a huge part of that show. It's cool, you can do the rest, but 9 Inch Nails is a band that I love. But so many of like, it's not like, I don't like the big songs. It's not that at all. It's that a lot of the aggressive stuff, it's cool. No problem with it. But man, they're like slow, creepy, pretty stuff. And then the instrumental stuff. That's what I love, man. And that's the Ghost stuff. So not being able to put that on there makes it a little bit different. And who else? My buddy Tasha went to see Interpol one time. And I made a play. She actually sent me the playlist because she knows I like doing that. And so, yeah, this is what they played. I'm like, awesome. So then I put those in order. And it was good. Now, I will tell you, I have made my own private playlist. It's called Binterpol. I went to, this was years ago. my buddy Ben Hop was going out of town for work, and I used to dog sit for him. So I went over to his house. He lives in, at the time he's living in Smyrna. And Smyrna, I was living in Villa Rica at the time. There's no such thing as sidewalks in Villa Rica. So I love getting out and walking. That's fun. I live in Carrollton now, so I get to do it at home. But anyway, that was part of the plan. It's like when you're in Smyrna, you got sidewalks, you can walk everywhere. So I just built this playlist, and it's called Benterpole. And since then, it's gone through about 3 or 4 different incarnations. And it's perfect now. I'll leave a comment and tell you guys what Benterpole is. But oh my God, if you like Interpol, make yourself that playlist, because man, it's good. It's
awesome.
Real good.
So that's what's up. And that led at the biggest week of wrestling ever.
Yeah, man. I am sorry about the delay, because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about, man. It was awesome.
I've pretty much come to the conclusion of, I get home. Usually, by the time I get home on a Monday night, Raw is halfway over, so just kind of watch the main event. And the way to watch Raw is just kind of watch the Firefly Funhouse segment on YouTube, and then
you're caught up.
If there's anything else you need to see, then I'll watch the YouTube clip. But when it comes to the NXT and AEW shows, it's kind of like, which one do I feel like watching live? And this week I watched NXT live, and then fast forwarded through AEW on the DVR, and that's probably how I'll do that for a while.
Yeah.
So, but both of those shows were pretty banging. When it comes to that.
They were, man. It was quite a lot of fun. I like having both of them around. I was telling Jared earlier, I finally figured it out as to where I land on this, because it's AEW versus WWE, AEW versus NXT. Oh my God. And that's not how I see it at all. What I was telling him earlier is that the two camps that wrestling's divided into, in my opinion, at least American wrestling, is it's not WWE versus AEW. It is Vince McMahon versus Dusty Rhodes. Because what occurred to me is that you've got WWE, which is SmackDown and Raw. That's Vince. It's always going to be Vince, whatever. But the Dusty Rhodes camp is very, very big and includes pretty much everybody else. Because you've got one company that's kind of spearheaded by his kid. You've got another company that is spearheaded by his protege. And then you've got a third one now, which started their recording last week. That's in Dusty's backyard. You can literally, it's 200 feet from the Techwood studio. So, excuse me. It's just awesome. Yeah. I mean, I've been done with pretty much Vince for a hot minute. I can't remember the last time I genuinely enjoyed AEW. Well, you know what? That's not true. Because I thought that Charlotte and Bayley were really, really enjoyable tonight. I'm biased. I like both of them. I was telling Jared, I mean, anytime you get any of the 4 of them together, that's cool. I didn't see Sasha and Becky tonight, so I don't know how they did. But Sasha and Charlotte's always fun. Becky and Charlotte's always fun. I gotta tell you, man, Charlotte and Bayley are I love watching them wrestle. I thought they did a great job tonight. I loved it. I don't know what's up with the Nancy Kerrigan breakdown at the end, but whatever, we'll get there. Anyway,
they go in there with that Bayley crazy turn.
I guess so. It's like, whatever, man. You're lucky you got away with the heel turn, but she's actually quite good. I mean, it sucks. I get tired of everybody's heel being the exact same thing. I mean, it's all just you come out and make the face and just be like kind of a smartass to the fans, because who needs you? It's like, Jesus Christ, everybody does this. It's why I don't mean to trash the kid, because it's not him. But, man, what is up with the fanfare for MJF? It's like, it's just the Miz who can work.
Yeah.
It's Miz who will take a bump. That's it. But it's like, man, I'm just not seeing the great revolution in the promo. It's like, he's just a smartass. That's what everybody does now.
Yeah, I don't love it the way everybody else does.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I'm like, dude, I mean, like I will say, at least he'll take a bump. That part's good. But yeah, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't see this. Anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. But Vince, I'm pretty much, whatever Vince wants to do, Vince can do. Particularly now that there's alternatives. And man, the AEW show, I'm with you, it was fun. It was fun. It was okay. I guess my biggest problem with AEW is I understand Jericho being the champ. I think Jericho should be the champ. I think that's smart because, well, you got to have that first champion get you over the hump. That's crap. You got to have the first champ have name recognition. Jericho ain't getting nobody over any hump. You just have ex-WWE superstar Chris Jericho as your champion. That's smart. That's exactly what you should do. Big name, that's real, real good. I was telling Jared, man, you go from him to Moxley and then do whatever you want to do there. But around champ 4 or 5, that's when you give it to Omega. And when Omega gets it, he's going to have the Kobashi Noah, Samoa Joe Ring of Honor run. That's what you do. You establish that title. Once Kenny Omega has it, that's that. And yes, I know Kenny Omega's in a slump and his matches aren't as good. Well, I think that's ridiculous. I think Kenny's matches are all still very good. It's just that too many people that say his matches ain't good anymore are using the Okada scale. And that's a huge mistake. Because if he ain't in the ring with Okada, he ain't going to have an Okada match.
Yep.
I like Kenny. I think Kenny's very good. But Omega or Okada, who is it that makes those matches go? It's the cat that still works in New Japan. Because look at him work with other people. Kenny's matches are totally enjoyable with other people. Okada's matches with other people are art. He's the best. Okada's unbelievable, man. Anyway, got way sidetracked. But I'm very excited about the Dusty contingent. And I don't think I watched either one of them live. I think I did watch AEW first. And then, because I'd already found out about Finn. And I was like, well, okay. But it's still cool. I'm very happy that he's back, primarily because I'm just greedy as hell. And, man, Finn Balor versus Adam Cole.
That's pretty neat.
Sign me up, man.
I was kind of wondering, are they going to do a Finn, Adam Cole, and Ciampa 3-way? That was the end of the show was Ciampa coming back and staring at the gold belt and looking at who had it. So he was kind of like, well, which one are they going to do first? Or are they going to do all 3?
I am hoping. I've been saying this for a long time. I guess the injury did swerve it, and I know that Ciampa's supposed to be obsessed with the gold. Oh, the gold. Got to be the champ because I'm Tommaso Ciampa. Got to be the champ. La-di-da. Woo-hoo. They need to have Gargano snap on his ass and get back to it. That was my thing. The man will tell you. I might have said it on the show before. That was always my thing, was a 3-way between Gargano, Ciampa, and Adam Cole. And when it comes down to it, you've got DIY and yeah, man, all right, reunion tour, here we go, man. Let's beat this chump. It's all good. So they go to kill Adam Cole, and it's all good. And right around that time, Gargano beats the dog piss out of Ciampa, leaves his dead ass laying in the ring, and tells Adam Cole to take the cover. Because for Johnny Gargano, it was never about that belt. It's about whipping your ass, and I swear to God, you can do it. Just the fact that it seems like we're trying NXT, AEW. Not everything has to be about the championship. I know that whole, well, if it's not about championship, get the hell out of here. And it's the reason I thought that, like we talked about with the thing tonight, putting Bray Wyatt in a title match this early is so stupid. There's no need for it. It's dumb. And I was telling Jared, I thought it would have been really good. I thought the DQ was a good idea, but you got to do it the other way.
Yeah.
You have to have Bray just so sadistic and so smearing him and just killing the guy that it's like, we're stopping this jump, you know? Because, and people probably still would have booed because they're going to do that anyway. And yes, everyone heard the AEW chant. People are going to do that at every show now. It doesn't mean anything. It's like the, oh man, AEW got so many more viewers than NXT. Well, it was the first freaking one. Of course it was going to. It's all good. Now, pardon me, this is going to sound very biased, and it's going to sound like I'm pro AEW or pro NXT. I really do like them both. But it's like I was telling the man, as far as return for next week, okay, and it's stupid to boil it down to this. I'm sorry to be so simple. But to boil it down to your big reveal, you got new stars coming back. Jack Swagger versus Finn Balor. Yeah, I know which one I'm watching. Just my thing. But it just drove me nuts, man. As soon as he popped up, man, Jack, whatever the hell his name is, he's been so successful at Belfort, or whatever the hell Belfort. Yeah, Belfort's MMA. He was an All-American. University of Oklahoma. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why he got a job. Nah, there we go. Okay, good old JR pulling the Dr. Death card, man. It's like, good God, man. They'll have Baker Mayfield wrestling in there by the end of the year. Yeah. But anyway, I didn't like Jack Swagger back in the day. Don't like him now. Think that's stupid. But Adam Cole, Finn Balor, I'm all for, man. I can't wait for that.
I'm down for that.
And I'm very excited about the tag tournament. Even though I was telling the man, some of the seedings are weird. Like we talked about, the freaking Dark Order getting the bye is so stupid. I'm not sure why Best Friends and SCU are in the first round. That's two vet teams, man. Put them out there with young guys and get good first-round matches. I guess you want one in the second round so you can make one of them is going to wrestle the Dark Order. So you're like, well, if you can't get if neither one of these teams get a good match, if SCU can't get a good match out of the Dark Order, there's not a good match in the Dark Order to be had.
Yeah.
Young Bucks Private Party, I think, is a terrible idea. I'm assuming that they're going to book Private Party to go over, and it's just going to be no belt for Cody, no belt for Kenny, no belt for, it's just I think that's going to be that thing. And because, you're not like, you just had the Elite wrestle as a six-man, and you had Moxley show up, which I'm not a Moxley guy anyway, especially since he's just Dean Ambrose with a different name. So, no, Moxley's totally different. Well, not from what I've seen. He just shows up and just does that over and over and over and over again. I'm like, this looks exactly like what I've been watching him do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whatever, man. So him and Kenny and all that junk and la-di-da. So I don't know if the idea is to just string those guys along and no one has any belts, and then 6 months from now, I don't know if you can do it 6 months from now. I'm thinking that might be the whole, faction thing with Jericho's whatever, Firefly Funhouse or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah.
Is that you then get everybody back on the same page, and it's all like, this is our company after all, So then you have Kenny win the world title, you have the Bucks win the tag titles. It just seems like that's a place you could go. And then, wherever, it depends on who you bring in, I guess. But anyhow, I didn't mean to get so sidetracked on that. But I just like the idea. Goodness, sorry, I ate too much, obviously. Private Party Young Bucks sounds fantastic, and I'm looking very forward to it. It's just odd that it's a first-round match. But at the same time, it's probably one of those things that once you get the result, it's like, that's what they were doing. Totally.
Okay.
It's like, that makes sense.
If there's one thing about the AEW show, Dynamite, that I was kind of like, why are you doing this? I'm a Kevin Smith fan, and I get that Kevin Smith and Chris Jericho in the same week that the show was on did a podcast swap. They did a review of Pulp Fiction, which is fun to sit and listen to both of the guys, give their thoughts on the movie. But then to have him show up in the front row, I was like, what is going on here? that was the one part of the show when I was kind of like, what? Why is this happening?
Yeah, goofy, non-wrestler celebrity trash. They've been doing that junk with Stephen Amell. It's just the Vince stuff. I don't like when Vince does it. I don't like when they do it. It's like, whatever, man.
Yeah, other than that, I think, the show was like, it's banging.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. I definitely enjoyed the show. I'm with you. I liked NXT better, but, I've only said NXT is my favorite of the properties. And when I say that, New Japan doesn't count. New Japan's a totally different thing. New Japan is it's its own planet. It's insane how much I love that company. And every now and again they'll do one that frustrates me a little bit too. But that's everybody. Everybody. Nobody's perfect.
The initial criticisms I heard coming out that I guess I need to go back and watch the shows just kind of because I didn't get, and I did like. What I think most people did is I pretty much watched them back to back. When I finally watched them, I'm with you. I did too. And I just didn't get that feeling that everybody else had of, oh, you got to get NXT out of that, place 3. And I didn't feel that way. And the AEW show looked great, but I didn't think it looked as great as everybody else did. And it was in a packed house. But a lot of the busted open guys were going on about how the noise of 10 to 15,000 people just drowns out that 500 or however many's in Full Sail. Like I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel there was that much of a divide. Yeah. And from what I understand, the NXT stuff, they're still going to do their touring shows on the weekends and live shows on the weekend. That's what they need to do. But just stick where you're at for a little bit longer. And as far as taking the show on the road, I always thought that's what takeovers are for.
Yeah, I definitely agree as far as the takeovers to get into the basketball arenas and stuff like that. The frustration that I've got with, man, look at just the sound of the people and oh my God, and la-di-da, I'm telling you, I'm with you. Full Sail's the best thing that ever happened to NXT. And if you want to tour it, okay. I mean, if you want to tour TV tapings, live tapings, you can do that. Just don't do all of them. I swear to God, AEW trying to be Monday Night Raw is terrible. There's a reason nobody goes to Monday Night Raw. I mean, it's like, dude, you burn it out and it's stupid. Which sounds dumb because I'm saying, no, you should stay in one place, but
make it special.
Make
it a treat.
The people at Full Sail aren't the same people all the time. It's a Target now.
Mm-hmm.
It's smart.
It's hard to get in.
It's smart. Full Sail taking a page out of the PWG playbook is smart because PWG plays one building and that's it, and that's smart. If you want to go around, you know, you're doing 4 live shows a month. Okay, well there you go. Once a week you can go, like on pay-per-view month. You know, you just do your TV show and then have your pay-per-view show at somewhere else, and then you know one of the shows over the course of your non-pay-per-view month. If you want to tour it, great. I just think making it a Target's much smarter because, oh man, it's so many people, and AEW sold out in 14 minutes against the first one. Of course it sold out in no time. Oh man, just the people, la-di-da. Why do I hear so much complaining about, well, they're just trying to make the fans feel like they're the boys, or trying to make it feel like the Insiders Club. Well, you're the one gushing about the freaking noise. So I guess that's not the worst idea, is it? Anyway, I think that touring is stupid. It's just a matter of time. Like, you know it is, because it's just always the case. You're not going to sell out basketball arenas every time you're there. You ain't. You're not. It's not going to hold up forever. It's great. I think for the first show, cool. But yeah, the idea of, we got to get out of this building. I'm like, why? So you can start half filling up basketball arenas and then bitching about attendance? Because that's exactly what's going to happen, and it's exactly what you're going to do. Pricks, man.
That was my feelings about it. I thought it was a terrible idea to have SmackDown Live, but it wasn't a terrible idea to have SmackDown Live, but to have it air Tuesday nights right after Raw. I think you're hurting both of them doing that. So just to have a Monday night live show, Friday night live show, and your Wednesday night show in the middle be at a common arenas. It's going to be better to have it that way for a minute.
I would think so too, man.
Don't jump to doing NXT right after Raw.
Yeah, NXT Raw. Don't do. I'm with you. I just don't think that's a good idea, man. Excuse me. Still, obviously, ate too much.
But that's pretty much the lowdown of how everything went as far as I was concerned. I was pleased with pretty much everything.
Yeah, I was stoked, man. I thought that Riddle, Killian Dane was very, very enjoyable. Just because we talked about this, we talked about this a bunch, man, especially with the MMA kids, because I'm so biased against them for no good reason. And between Shayna Baszler and Matt Riddle and Ronda Rousey, to be fair to her, man, because I just didn't expect anything out of her. And it's like, man, she's really working. This is good for you. She's really trying to be good, and she was good. But whenever Shayna Baszler wrestled Mia Yim, we both really got into it because the strategy was so different because of the street fight element. And it's kind of the same thing with Riddle against this just, bulldozer. It was real cool, man. Riddle's very impressive to me because it was just like, man, who cares? Good God. And then he does this little walk to the ring, and it's like, it's kind of cool. And then he kicks his shoes off, and I'm like, crap, man, I'm not liking this guy. And then I watch him work, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not liking this guy.
And when it comes to the head-to-heads this past weekend, that's kind of what sold it for me. Do you want to watch Cody and Sammy Guevara or Riddle and Adam Cole kicking off the show? I was like, I know which one I got to go with.
I thought Riddle, Adam Cole, I thought that it was very smart to do that first. And same thing with Rhodes and Guevara, but as far as timing and because the thing is so weird because people constantly whine all the time about the size of guys. Oh man, AEW, everyone's so little. Everyone's so little. Well, Sammy Guevara's problem's not his size. The problem is he looks 9 years old, man. He looks like George Harrison as a fetus. It's like, dude, and I don't mean to be a prick to the kid, but it's just like, that's my problem with him. It's like, whatever, man. But they were good. Cody is good, though. Cody gets crapped on for nothing because the guy is quite good at his job. He's good. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, man, Adam Cole there's nobody in NXT, or dadgummit, sorry. There is nobody in AEW I would rather watch work than Adam Cole. I watch Adam Cole cut a promo. I love that kid. Adam is extraordinary, just exceptional, and I like the Young Bucks. It'd be tricky between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. It would be very tricky because I really do love those guys too. So it's like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then, well, I guess the crossover's not really there because it's 5-4, but there is no Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's Kenny Omega. So I guess I'm saying Hangman Page and Roddy are the two that I have to compare now.
Yeah.
I kind of like them both, but Hangman Page's match was weird because I enjoyed it. I really thought him and Pac, I really liked it, but it was just like, where's the crowd? You know, and that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, they're in this huge building, all that noise. Well, that was so much more impressive than Full Sail. I'm like, well, they were crickets when that, and that was a good match, man. It's freaking Pac and Hangman Page.
Yep.
But nah, man, it's just, the problem is people just sitting around waiting to see who's going to come out because Moxley got the biggest pop of the night because, oh, man, it's a surprise. Oh, wow. And I mean, I'm a jerk because I don't like the guy anyway, so that's my problem. But, I don't know, man. I'm not wild about every single week being who's coming out this week, who's going to be the special guest this week. It's like, surely to God, they're not going to try and do that again. Just like, all right, man, come on. You did it for the first one. It was Jack Swagger, yay. But anyway, I sound real negative on AEW. I liked it. I thought it was cool. NXT was fantastic. But yeah, Riddle Cole opening up that show, it's like, that's a good idea, guys.
As far as the size comparisons go, I think the biggest one that stuck out with me was the show from Jacksonville when you had, it wasn't Jacksonville, it was the Fighter Fest with Cody and Darby Allin, when you really kind of saw just how big Cody was.
Yeah, Cody's a big cat, man. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Not small, but him next to a Darby Allin, you're like, holy jeez.
Jesus.
he looks huge. But that was where I kind of, that's the one that stuck out to me the most as far as the recent shows where I was like, oh, they might be on something as far as the size comparisons go. But man, it's a lot to look forward to. So I think it'll be some cool shows coming up. But I think that the surprise reveal to the roster is going to be I think it's going to be a common thing for the next couple of weeks is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, if they've got 3 people in the chamber, make it 6 weeks. Just man, because there's nothing that'll hot shot you faster than like, oh, you gotta come back next week. Well, what about, hey, how about next week? I mean, it's literally impeachment proceedings. We were talking about that earlier today, where it's just like the numbers. You know, the MSNBC's numbers are about, or if they haven't crashed already, they're about to, because it's just like, that's Wolf, baby.
Yep.
2.5 years of crying wolf. It's like no one's coming back because the numbers bump that they got is the same numbers bump that Fox got when Obama was in office. The numbers bump is, I mean, your viewers are your viewers. They were always there. But it was people that liked Barack Obama that couldn't believe you were saying all those things, so they had to come hear what you had to say. It's the exact same thing with MSNBC. Fox's numbers suck because all the people that used to watch them are watching MSNBC now. Oh, that Rachel Maddow, she just grinds my gears. And so it's like you keep it and keep it and keep it, and now they're all like, you're making it up. Anyway, sorry, that's a weird thing to veer off on. But it's a terrible, 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 terrible idea. And also, for the love of God, if you've got anybody not named Jack Swagger, God, couldn't you have started with that? I don't mean to be so mean to Jack, but that's somebody made a great point. It was just this picture of, I think it was Andre in Japan. He's at a restaurant just sitting there with his little beer and just hanging out, and tables, just everybody that was sitting around, and it was all like Jack Swagger and the rest of the AEW roster, and they are not kidding, because he is huge. It's like, that's not going to work.
I think that's why I like the little, I think they're like 8 or 12 ounce cans of Coke. I get to pretend I'm Andre, like,
yeah, me too, man.
I'd like to send them and
for real. Olsen.
But then we had the show tonight, and that's kind of where I think we just kind of left off. Like, even when it came time for the main event, I was like, it's already time for that. Yeah, we're going into a show where it shouldn't be a surprise when there wasn't much announced to begin with. But to have the show called Hell in a Cell, and you got to put Bray Wyatt as the Fiend in there. Like, are we ever going to see a Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt do a match, or is it always going to be the Fiend? I'm wondering when we're going to get to that. But I thought it would end in some type of DQ. I thought it would probably be some type of interference or something to cause that to happen. But it's kind of one of those shows that just kind of went, well, nothing. as the crescendo for the biggest week in wrestling ever kind of ends on that. Like, well, not much has changed.
More of the same. You want the big, like, dramatic kill shot from Rollins where, oh my God, the babyface was just driven to the brink of insanity, and oh my God, he was going to kill him. I can't believe he didn't kill him. La-di-da. And it's like, yeah, if you build for 6 weeks, you might get that. You're not going to get that emotional pop because you want everything done yesterday. That's WWE does not. It's the reason people talk all the time about, man, New Japan's got that emotional resonance. It's like, yeah, it's because they take months to tell you a story. They build and build and build and build and build. That's, and that's not New Japan. That used to just be wrestling. Everybody did it that way until, what are the overnights? First 15s, la-di-da, ratings, all blah, blah, blah. And Monday Night War ruined all that crap because as long as you've got the 15-minute block, you're okay. Anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that junk, man.
I'll get it out of that building.
Oh, God. But yeah, it's leaving Full Sail will be the first thing with Vince taking NXT over, and that'll be that. Because again, you gotta be in the Dusty business. You can't be in the Dusty business with the Vince is anywhere around. So that's cool. But on the subject of Vince business, I do absolutely love between Tyson Fury and freaking for Pete's sake, who was it?
Kane.
Yeah, Velasquez.
Yeah.
I absolutely love them going and sniffing the jocks of, like, non-wrestler athletes. It's like, yeah, okay. But it's more of the same where, like we said, we said this, God, you said it almost 2 years ago. When the Fox deal first came down, it's like, we're getting Ronda or we're getting Brock. Yeah. One of them is going to be on here.
Yep.
One of them's going to be on this network. And Ronda said no. So Brock said, yeah, Brink's truck, baby.
All right.
Yeah, $5 million for 5. Well, I don't know if he got that much, but Austin. Well, we were talking about Austin and Edge coming back for that Saudi money, and I'm like, jeez, okay, guys, I hope you don't regret this.
Yeah, that was. You had the whole announcement with Hogan showing up to Pump Crown Jewel. Of course you're going.
Oh,
just don't wake up chopped up in some Saudi hotel.
Well, you make me an offer, brother.
Yeah,
I'll give you 8 there. $8. He'll go to Saudi Arabia for $8.
Works for me, bro.
Yeah, man. It's like that. Whatever, man.
Man, it's just got that to look forward to. Can't wait for that bull crap.
Yeah, I can't wait to skip the hell out of that one because
yeah,
who cares? It's just crap shows with guys showing up to get huge paychecks. Fine and dandy. It's the same thing with Rock being on SmackDown, which is, again, we were talking about that. Like, I saw a couple people complaining about, no Undertaker, no Austin. It's like, the show's called SmackDown. And apparently, young folks don't understand that
where that came from.
That's him.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like, it was always my thing about Rock. Well, Austin was always bigger than The Rock. I'm like, they didn't ever change the name. They didn't change it to Monday Night 316.
Yeah.
No offense to Steve, but it's like, no. Steve is more popular with the boys because Steve is one of the boys. Rock was always too good for it, and he fucking proved it. He went to Hollywood and became the biggest thing there, too.
Yep.
Too good for it. He proved it.
Yeah, they made Undertaker synonymous with SmackDown over a period of time, but I think most of his best clips are probably will be found on Raw. So, but just don't. That's why everybody can't, be on every show.
Yeah,
so.
Not everybody's going to be there, and also he's got to save his strength for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
it's like we talked about. That was the last time, man. It's like the whole. Can't believe Undertaker's not at WrestleMania. Them days are over, baby. The Crown Jewel is the new WrestleMania, whether we like it or not, because the paychecks are so unbelievable. It's like, yeah, man, that's WrestleMania is secondary now. That sounds crazy, but it's true.
The fact of the matter is, do you?
Yeah, do you?
Can I help you?
Can I help you?
That's what's up.
Take it easy, y'all.